I'm going to talk to you about home safety and home security. It's hands down, the single most important thing that people ask for when they think about the smart home. When they think about technology in their home, think about fundamentally their home. How do you make it safer? How do you make it more secure? But if you look at the numbers, less than 20% of people actually own a security system. And what's even more startling is less than a third of those people turn their system on. So why is that? Well, if you ask anybody that owns a security system, they'll tell you, and we've asked a lot. You always get the same answers. Fear of false alarms. Nobody wants to be the jerk in the parking lot with the false alarm going off on their car. Same thing applies to the home. They're complex. They're difficult to manage and program. They're just stressful. When people talk about it, they just get pissed off. And they're fundamentally reactive. Even new smart cameras and the most newfangled popular systems now, the DIY systems, it doesn't do me a lot of good to get a high-definition video and a text message of my home being trashed. Right? The emotional damage is already there. So when we looked at this problem, we thought, well, to solve this, you can't take a variant on a traditional security model. You have to start with a clean slate and do something totally different, totally wild, and invent something completely new. But you have to do better than that. You have to deliver it for widespread appeal. To solve this problem, you have to deliver it in the simplest possible form that everybody can use. And we did that with a light bulb. So watch, and we'll show you how it works.
Meet your new home protection system. Protect your home with a swipe. The BeON bulbs will learn your lighting patterns and replay them to make it look like you're still at home. And when a burglar checks to see if you're home, BeON Light responds. If a power outage occurs, BeON is there. If an emergency strikes, BeON is there. And we'll even leave the lights on for you when you need it most.
So this product is fully developed, and we're shipping it soon. We'll have a demo out there for anybody who wants to play with these bulbs and see how they work. We have don't evacuate if there's a smoke alarm. We'll be playing a smoke alarm back there a lot, so stay calm. But I was asked to provide some key insights into how we came up with this experience. And one thing is that this is a little bit jarring for smart home people, but don't always reinvent. Some things work okay. Not everything needs to be reinvented. And that's what we realized with the light switch. The home is an extremely unique environment. In the home, whatever technology is there, it has to work for the 5-year-old, it has to work for grandma, it has to work for your Airbnb visitor, it has to work for everybody. The light switch is fundamental. If you take a light switch away, you can't reprogram people's minds to not go like this when they walk in a room. And if you ask them to do that, they're going to be pissed off, they're going to be annoyed, and the new product is going to end up in the closet, and you've crossed the line between usefulness and annoyance. So what we did instead was we leveraged the pattern. We leveraged people's behavior. You interact with your light switch all day long. Take that and turn it into something useful. That simple on-off behavior, turn it into something useful. So that's what we did with learning your lighting behavior and playing it back to create a security deterrence, right? A highly effective security deterrent. The other thing we're doing, talking about charging from the previous talk and not wanting to always charge your IoT devices, we made it subconscious. You put these bulbs on the most frequently used sockets in your home, so you're charging them all the time without even thinking about it, right? So just weave into everyday lifestyle and live your life. The other thing we knew was important is to create a fundamental emotional connection. So we built this system based on lighting. Ever since the discovery of fire, lighting has meant security. It's meant safety. It's meant home. Those intangible emotional connections are very important. The experiences we talked about, when there's a power outage and you're in the darkness, you feel vulnerable. There's a personal security angle there, right? If you tell moms that, hey, your kid has exit lighting if there's a fire alarm at school, you don't have it at home. Does that make any sense? You have these big, bulky lamps that provide emergency lighting at your workplace or here, but you don't have that at home. That doesn't make any sense. That pulls at the emotional heartstrings. That gets people to think about things in a different way, and it makes a big impact. And the third one is understand the trends. There are a lot of great systems out there working on reactionary security, giving you information and notifications and all of this data when something happens. But we wanted to focus on adding to that, not reinventing the wheel, but doing something fundamentally different and put more thought into it, get deeper into it, and build an experience around a new product category of preventative security. But it's something that really makes sense. More than 70% of people leave a light on anyway when they go on vacation or when they go out for the night. If you have roommates from a personal security angle, we've talked to many, many customers that have lights on, even on timers sometimes, to make it look like someone's at home so they don't feel vulnerable, so they don't feel alone. So we tapped into this, and we fundamentally believe that we're not going to be the only ones. The reason is, right now it takes 17 minutes for your average alarm system for police response to an alarm. In fact, what's happening right now is because of all the DIY, because of all the inundation of multiple messages from all these new systems, all these IoT products, police just aren't responding anymore without video verification. So the trend is going to be towards preventative security, we believe. The trend is going to be more towards neighborhood watch and less towards going to a central monitoring system. So we're taking the lead on that. We're embracing that category, and we want others to join us because we think there's a lot of opportunity there. There's a lot of great use cases, and there's a fundamental need to be addressed, which is just keep people out of your home and stay safe. So the products are shipping, and we'll be demonstrating them outside. And one business insight that came out of this, because of the focus on a new layer of home security, rather than disrupting, that's a startup thing to do, right? Always disrupt the channel, always go right online, just sell directly. Well, we're doing that. But we also went and talked to the dealers, security dealers of traditional systems, and we found out that they actually love this product because it's a first layer of protection, and it's the only complementary security system available. So they can easily go to their customers and give them a dose of IoT, a dose of smart home, without having to dive in head first. Plus, they don't have to call an electrician to install it. Just like they put a sensor on a door here, they put a bulb here to look like you're at home. So we just got back from the security show in Vegas, and we didn't know what the reaction would be, but we won an award. We had tons of traffic to our booth, a lot of people talking to us and giving us new use cases that we hadn't even thought of how much they love that. So where are we going? You may have noticed when I showed the product briefly that it's modular. And one of the reasons we did this is it's very easy to add new hardware to your system and add new bulbs to your system. So the next thing we're going to do is add sound. You saw the doorbell scenario in that video. So now imagine an intruder comes to the door, they ring the doorbell, the light turns on in the bedroom, and now you hear footsteps. The light turns on in the hallway, now you hear a baby crying. Light turns on in the entranceway, and now you hear a shotgun. And you can customize all of this to be as aggressive as you want. So you can imagine the YouTube videos that we think our community will start posting online of all the security deterrents they came up with using this system. So we're trying to be a little bit fun. It's a serious product, but we're trying to be more a warm, positive brand as opposed to, kind of selling based on fear. Interoperability. So coming back from the security conference, we got a lot of interest in developing a module that allows the system to work directly with panels. Because it's modular system, it's very easy for us to add a Z-Wave or whatever radio you want for whatever use case there is. So we future-proof the technology and future-proof the platform. And here's an interesting one we get asked for a lot. If you put the bulbs in and extend the safety net beyond your own home, and now think about safety for Grandma and Grandpa, elder care. So now that slow fade that you saw in the video, you can use that for fall prevention so that Grandma can get across the room and into bed without falling down. Every time she turns the light switch on, now we add a cellular module to the system, and you get a notification now. That's just a simple, unintrusive check-in that says, hey, everything's okay. But it's not in their way, it's not in their face, and it's ultra simple, and you can install it on a visit. And I'll wrap up there.